In the annals of human history, few tales have captivated the imagination and sparked heated debates quite like the story of Adam and Eve. Passed down through generations, this ancient narrative has been the subject of understanding, assumption, and attention. But between the countless retellings, interpretations, and adaptations, there lies a collection of untold secrets, hidden truths, and interesting mysteries waiting to be unearthed. Who were Adam and Eve truly? Were they common figures of tradition or flesh-and-blood ancestors of humanity, shaped by the hands of divine intervention? Join us as we unravel the secret of what nobody told you about Adam and Eve, the mysteries of Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve, as illustrated in the Bible, have captured the imagination of countless generations with their story of temptation and removal from paradise. Yet, beyond the familiar surface, lies a narrative rich in complexity and interest. Imagine the lush Garden of Eden, a paradise overflowing with exotic plants and wonderful creatures, where Adam and Eve roamed freely under the watchful eye of their Creator. Their existence appeared perfect, until the fateful encounter with a serpent, whose silver tongue fused a web of deceit around Eve, leading her to pluck the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge. But what exactly was this fruit? Some interpretations suggest it was an apple, while others believe it could have been a fig. This secretiveness adds layers of mystery to the story, inviting assumption and debate. And then there's the mysterious figure of Lilith, sometimes portrayed as Adam's first wife before Eve. According to ancient Jewish tradition, Lilith rebelled against Adam's authority, refusing to submit to him, and was subsequently banished from Eden. Her absence from the Church Bible adds a tempting element of mystery to the origins of humanity. Furthermore, the two creation stories in Genesis present an interesting puzzle for scholars. How do we restrain the differences between them? From the order of creation to the definition of God's character, each account offers its unique viewpoint, sparking centuries of theological inquiry and debate. In the quest to unravel the truth behind Adam and Eve, scholars have explored various avenues of understanding, from linguistic analysis to archaeological discoveries. Some have even delved into ancient Near Eastern myths and legends, searching for evidence that might shed light on the origins of this timeless tale. Thus, the story of Adam and Eve exceeds common myth or religious doctrine. It is a rich attachment woven from threads of mystery, symbolism, and human interest, inviting them to explore the depths of our collective imagination and understanding. In the ancient tales of creation, there's another interesting twist that many might not know about. According to the first version of the story, God didn't just create Adam alone, he crafted both Adam and Eve at the same time. The interesting part lies in the wording used. Male and female, he created them. This phrasing led to some early Christian thinkers proposing a captivating theory, that Adam and Eve were originally designed with both male and female characteristics. While this idea combined discomfort among many church leaders, it endured as a captivating theory for centuries, sparking debates and understandings among theologians. But the plot thickens further with the introduction of Lilith, a figure surrounded by mystery and tradition. This captivating narrative not only adds depth to the creation story, but also sheds light on ancient beliefs about womanhood, power dynamics, and the effects of opposition. So, while Eve is commonly seen as the outstanding partner to Adam, Lilith's role as a courageous and independent figure adds a captivating layer of complication to the age-old tale. This goes to show that even within the oldest stories, there are always new layers to uncover and explore. The unity of Adam and Atum. While exploring the ancient stories and hidden knowledge, experts have stumbled upon interesting connections between Adam and the Egyptian deity Atum. This link gains new importance when they look through the lens of modern science and consider the composition of frequencies that guide the universe. In Egyptian cosmology, Atum represents an important unity, similar to an early note in the vibrational range. Just as a single musical note can give rise to harmonics, Atum serves as the foundational regularity from which human consciousness emerges. In biblical terms, Atum is like the first note in the scale of creation, echoing as the essence from which all else unfolds. Eve, on the other hand, symbolizes separation, introducing interrelated regularities to the heavenly tune. Her emergence adds layers of difficulty, much like tuneful in music, which are multiples of a foundational regularity. Eve's presence introduces secondary regularities, creating patterns and interferences that shape the mirrored experiences of life. In simpler terms, just as the music starts with a single note and builds unity, Autumn represents the starting point of creation, while Eve adds complexity and richness to the heavenly melody, bringing forth the varied experiences of existence. These frequencies, similar to the current and flow of a heavenly tide, weave a variety of existence that's both complicated and captivating. Imagine them as the very pulse of creation, echoing from the smallest quantum realms to the boundless expanse of the universe. In this grand composition, particles perform a ballet of quantum oscillations, turning and rotating in a dance plan by the laws of physics. Whether they predict it as the biblical Adam and Eve or the lyrical season of autumn, these symbols exceed common parables. They are the vibrant notes that compose the melody of reality itself. As they delve deeper into the intersection of ancient tradition and modern science, they uncover a rich theory where the contradiction of male and female energies merges perfectly, reflecting the universal balance between unity and duality. It's as if the very composition of existence is alive with the balanced interplay of opposing forces, each note blending into the next in perfect scale. The secrets of Eve's creation. When exploring the difficulties of biblical translation and interpretation, it's similar to embarking on a journey through ancient cultures and languages, each with its rich variety of meanings and symbols. The Hebrew word tsela not only signifies rib, but also carries the meaning of side, painting a vivid picture of the narrative's depth and complexity. Delving deeper into this verbal puzzle, biblical archaeology unearths exciting insights. The word tsela appears throughout the Bible in various contexts, from architectural descriptions to references to the sides of altars. However, it's the singular translation as rib in the account of Eve's creation that captivates scholars and laypeople alike, sparking a stream of understandings and debates. Dr. Zioni Zevit is a figure whose groundbreaking theories push the boundaries of traditional biblical scholarship. With a bold stroke of insight, Dr. Zevit proposes a suggestive hypothesis that Eve was fashioned from Adam's baculum, a bone found in the male genitalia of many mammals, including primates. This theory not only challenges traditional understandings, but also sheds light on the unique anatomy of humans in the context of divine creation. The implications: a narrative that transcends mere parables or beliefs, offering a glimpse into the profound mysteries of existence. If God indeed removed a bone from Adam to shape Eve, as Genesis suggests, then the absence of the baculum in human males takes on profound significance. It becomes a tangible symbol of divine intervention, a sacred act invested with layers of meaning and symbolism. As they ponder these revelations, they're drawn into a mystery of theological inquiry and scientific interest, where ancient texts and modern insights converge in a tune of academic research. The story of Eve's creation, once thought to be a simple story of rib and flesh, becomes an entrance to deeper truths about humanity's origins and destiny. And in this journey of discovery, experts have found not only answers but also new questions that beckon them to venture further into the timeless mysteries of faith and reason. The mystery of Adam and Eve's belly buttons. This question may seem irrelevant, but it's caused quite a move. Did Adam and Eve have belly buttons? This seemingly innocent question has sparked debates among theologians for centuries. If they did possess belly buttons, it suggests they experienced a pregnancy they never actually had, leaving us to wonder why God would include such a mark. In contrast, if they lacked belly buttons, how could they be considered perfect representations of humanity? Those who firmly attach to a literal understanding of the Bible often argue against the idea of Adam and Eve having belly buttons. They argue that it would be misleading for God to create them with a physical feature, implying they went through a process they never did. For instance, a writer for Creation Ministries International expressed this viewpoint, stating that there would be no purpose for God to give Adam and Eve a false indication that they had developed in a mother's womb. The debate has even extended beyond theological circles. In 1944, A congressional committee took notice when a pamphlet distributed to soldiers depicted Adam and Eve with belly buttons. The committee objected to this portrayal, viewing it as an insult to Anglican beliefs. So, the question of whether Adam and Eve had belly buttons may seem unimportant, but it delves into complex theological discussions and historical discussions that continue to captivate both believers and doubters alike. Throughout the annals of art history, the definition of Adam and Eve has bothered an interesting puzzle for artists across centuries. In ancientness, some artists used the reasonable solution of wrapping a few strategically placed leaves to preserve the modesty of their ancestors. Others, perhaps aiming for a more new aesthetic, portrayed Adam and Eve with curiously smooth abdomens, devoid of the telltale cut of a belly button. However, with the dawn of the Prime Era, a paradigm shift occurred, motivating most artists to embrace the inclusion of belly buttons in their representations. It became increasingly evident that omitting this physical feature left Adam and Eve looking incomplete, lacking the subtle degree of authenticity that captivated prime audiences. But this artistic debate took an unexpected turn when it crossed with the broader discourse on evolution. In 1857, a provocative book made waves by positing a bold claim. The presence of belly buttons on Adam and Eve in artistic definitions provided evidence for a particular understanding of Earth's age. According to this theory, which aligned with a young Earth perspective, the very existence of belly buttons suggested a recent creation. In essence, if Adam and Eve were fashioned as fully formed adults by a divine hand, their anatomical details would reflect this recent origin, opposing the idea of a much older Earth as suggested by geological evidence such as fossils. The comparison drawn was nothing short of bold, a parallel between the geological record and an unused belly button. Just as a belly button bears the imprint of a prenatal existence that is no longer relevant, so too did the geological record probably carry traces of a history that existed entirely within the divine imagination. This metaphorical comparison added a layer of interest to an already complex debate, inviting attention to the intersection of art, science, and theology in shaping our understanding of the world. Eve's symbolic journey. In the ancient narratives, Eve isn't just a character. She's a captivating figure steeped in symbolism and significance. Imagine her as the dawn breaking on a vast horizon, broadcasting not just the arrival of a new day, but the beginning of an epic journey for humanity. Eve's emergence isn't just a simple tale of creation, it's a profound reflection of the human experience. Imagine Adam, the first man, as a solitary figure in a vast, empty landscape, his existence echoing like a single deep bass note echoing through the universe. Then, with the formation of Eve from Adam's rib, it's as if a tune begins to unfold, with melodies weaving around that foundational tone, creating a rich variety of sounds. The symbolism of Eve's creation from Adam's rib isn't just poetic, it's significant. It speaks to the idea of unity giving rise to variety, of a singular entity dividing to become two corresponding parts. It's a beautiful metaphor for the innate duality within the human experience, where opposites attract and balance is sought among the confusion. Imagine the universe as a grand concert hall, with Adam's foundational frequency sounding through the void like the deep, steady hum of a bass note. With Eve's arrival, it's as if a new melody joins the tune, layering on top of that original tone, creating a complex interplay of tuneful sound that resounds throughout creation. Eve's decision to partake in the tree of knowledge isn't just a moment of disobedience. It's a turning point in the human story. It symbolizes the shift from innocence to awareness, from ignorance to understanding. It's a reminder that with knowledge comes both enlightenment and burden, and that every choice we make has consequences that ripple through the fabric of existence. In Eve's story, they find echoes of our struggles and triumphs, our desires and fears. She is more than just a woman. She is a symbol of strength, interest, and the eternal journey for truth. Her journey is our journey, a timeless story of discovery and self-discovery that continues to resonate through the ages. The story of Eve taking a bite from the forbidden fruit is like a key moment in a grand tune. Just imagine Eve, standing there between a lush garden, reaching out to pluck that fruit from the tree. It's a moment filled with tension, interest, and finally, transformation. When Eve bites into the fruit, it's as if the whole universe holds its breath. Suddenly, the air is charged with a different energy. It's like a single note being played on a piano, but instead of fading away, it explodes into a noise. Each sound is a different aspect of existence, a different color on the canvas of life. And then there's the serpent, crawling through the grass, its movements like the hilly waves of an ocean. It whispers to Eve, persuading her with promises of knowledge and understanding. In a way, the serpent is like a conductor, guiding Eve towards this moment of revelation. As Eve takes that fateful bite, it's not just an act of rebellion, it's an act of creation. It's the birth of 1,000 possibilities, each one waiting to be explored. And as the story unfolds, they see how Eve's actions ripple through time, shaping the course of history. In the modern world, we've come to understand the power of frequencies in a whole new way. They know that certain frequencies can echo with our bodies and minds, bringing us into unity with the natural world around us. It's like tapping into the underlying rhythm of the universe itself. So when thinking about Eve's story through the lens of frequency, it's not just a tradition, it's a serious insight into the nature of existence. It's a pointer to the fact that we are all connected, each one of us a single note in the tune of life. And by embracing this knowledge, we can unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves and our world. Now, it's time for today's subscriber picks. Here's what nobody told you about Adam and Eve. In the heart of a forgotten garden, where whispers of ancient secrets danced through the rustling leaves, there existed a tale buried beneath the weight of time. It was a story that spoke of two figures, Adam and Eve, whose names echoed through the corridors of history. But here's what nobody told you about Adam and Eve. In a realm untouched by mortal eyes, Adam and Eve dwelled in a paradise woven from dreams and starlight. They walked between lush foliage, under the watchful gaze of a kind sun. Every breath was a tune of harmony, every step a dance with creation itself. But between this perfect wonder, interest stirred within Eve's heart like an unsettled tide. It whispered secrets of forbidden knowledge, tempting her with the fruit of the tree of wisdom. And so, she plucked the fruit, its juices staining her lips with the taste of forbidden truth, and their innocence broken by the weight of revelation. They saw the world through newfound eyes, their minds ablaze with the fire of understanding. But with knowledge came consequence, and as dawn broke upon the horizon, they found themselves cast out from the garden's embrace. No longer were they held by the whispers of paradise. Instead, they were pushed into a world filled with hardship and struggle. Yet, amidst the thorns and shrubs, Adam and Eve found relief in each other's embrace. For though they had lost paradise, they had gained something far greater, a bond forged in the crucible of experience, tempered by the trials of existence. What are your thoughts on the story of Adam and Eve? Share your opinions in the comments below. Religious beliefs and medical advances. The human species has evolved with large skulls and narrow hips, which has led to childbirth being a notably painful experience for women. Even in times predating modern medical interventions like epidurals, there existed various methods to alleviate the intensity of labor pains. However, for a considerable period, societal attitudes, often influenced by religious beliefs, hindered the acceptance of such practices. This reluctance was often justified by referencing the biblical story of Eve's disobedience in consuming the forbidden fruit, which was interpreted to mean that women were destined to endure suffering during childbirth as a form of divine punishment. In the book of Genesis, God addresses Eve, stating, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor, we will give birth to children." This passage has been a cornerstone in justifying the belief that pain in childbirth is a consequence of Eve's transgression. However, upon closer examination, scholars have noted a translation discrepancy. The original term used in this context is commonly understood elsewhere in the Bible to refer to labor, toil, or work, without necessarily implying pain. It was only when discussing childbirth that translators decided to incorporate the notion of pain. In essence, while the biblical narrative has often been used to explain the suffering women endure during childbirth, a closer examination reveals that the text's original intent may have been more focused on the toil and effort involved in the process rather than emphasizing pain as an inevitable consequence. This nuanced understanding challenges traditional interpretations and opens up avenues for reconsidering the perceptions surrounding childbirth and women's experiences. Throughout the annals of history, the intersection of religious doctrine and the physical realities of childbirth has ignited fervent debate among theologians, physicians, and expectant mothers alike. While the agonizing throes of labor may seem disconnected from theological musings, religious scholars have delved into the profound implications of this universal human experience. Martin Luther, the influential figure of the Protestant Reformation, offered a perspective that, at first glance, might seem perplexing to those writhing in pain during childbirth. He extolled women to embrace their suffering as a divine privilege, viewing the act of bringing forth new life as a glorious suffering intertwined with God's greater plan. Similarly, in colonial New England, a pastor ventured into the theological realm, suggesting that the cries of anguish uttered by women in labor were not merely physical manifestations, but sacred expressions of their connection to the divine. To alleviate such pain, he argued, would be to rob God of the profound intimacy found in these earnest supplications for assistance. This theological stance collided head-on with the advent of pain-relieving techniques in the 18 teens, ushering in an era of profound controversy. The introduction of anesthesia and other forms of pain relief during childbirth sparked a theological firestorm, with proponents of traditional religious doctrine vehemently opposing such interventions. They contended that easing the pain of childbirth not only defied the natural order established by God, but also disrupted the spiritual communion inherent in the birthing process. This clash between religious orthodoxy and medical progress resulted in a seismic backlash, as entrenched beliefs clashed with emerging scientific advancements. For many, the question lingered: was the alleviation of childbirth pain an act of sacrilege or a compassionate response to human suffering? The debate encapsulated profound philosophical and theological conundrums, reflecting the perennial tension between tradition and innovation, faith and reason. Exploring the zodiac's influence. The concept of the duality of existence beckons us to delve into the intricate fabric of the universe, where every aspect embodies a harmonious interplay of opposing forces. Imagine standing at the edge of a large ocean, where the mesmerizing ebb and flow of waves mirror the constant flux of existence, each wave proof of the rhythmic pulse of life. Consider the sun's celestial journey, a majestic spectacle that unfolds each day. As it arcs across the sky, painting it with hues of golden warmth, it follows a precise pattern synchronized with the Earth's orbit. This celestial waltz not only marks the passage of time, but also heralds the arrival of seasons, transforming landscapes and shaping ecosystems with its radiant touch. The realm of our genetic blueprint, the DNA within its spiraling helices, lies the secrets of our existence, intricately woven like threads in a cosmic hanging. These strands undulate with a primal rhythm, echoing the symphony of the universe itself, suggesting a profound connection between our physical form and the cosmic dance that surrounds us. And yet, amidst this vast cosmic ballet, it is the zodiac that captures the imagination with its grandeur and symbolism. Comprising 12 signs, each representing distinct archetypes and energies, the zodiac is a celestial roadmap guiding us through the ever-shifting landscape of life. From the fiery passion of Aries to the intuitive depths of Pisces, each sign offers a unique perspective on the eternal dance of existence. In this dance of light and shadow, creation and dissolution, we find ourselves intricately woven into the fabric of the universe, our individual stories intertwined with the grand narrative of the universe. The zodiac wheel is like a map that guides the journey of the soul through different energetic landscapes. Think of it as a cosmic adventure from the bold beginnings of Aries to the mystical depths of Pisces. Each sign, whether it's Aries or Pisces, has its vibe, its rhythm in the symphony of human experience. Leo, for example, it's all about expressing ourselves boldly, like a lion roaring its truth. Contrast that with Aquarius, which represents the idea of collective consciousness, where individuality merges into a broader awareness. These contrasts are like the peaks and valleys of a wave, showing how our souls oscillate between being unique individuals and feeling connected to something bigger. As we journey through the zodiac, we ride this wave, experiencing the highs of passion and the quiet reflections of solitude. This journey isn't just about the signs. It's also marked by the movement of celestial bodies, echoing the eternal cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. It's like a dance of light and shadow, echoing throughout the universe. From the majestic movements of the stars to the delicate rhythms of our DNA, this cosmic script tells the story of creation, woven with threads of duality and omnipresence. In essence, the zodiac and its sine wave-like journey are a sacred tale, narrating the eternal dance of light and shadow in our universe. A unique perspective in the Quran. Adam and Eve's narrative in the Quran is not just a retelling of the familiar story found in other religious texts. It introduces captivating nuances that shed new light on their tale. In the Islamic tradition, Adam and Eve are portrayed as unique creations, elevated above the rest of creation by God's special favor. They dwell in the splendor of paradise, where they enjoy a harmonious existence until the arrival of Satan, the ultimate deceiver. Satan's cunning persuasion leads both Adam and Eve astray, challenging their obedience to God's command not to partake of the forbidden tree. What sets the Islamic rendition apart is the absence of blame solely upon Eve. Unlike in Judaism and Christianity, where Eve is often depicted as the primary instigator of sin, the Quranic narrative emphasizes equality in guilt between Adam and Eve. This portrayal underscores the shared responsibility of both partners, challenging traditional ideas of gender dynamics in religious narratives. Furthermore, the Quranic depiction refrains from labeling Eve as a temptress, diverging from the prevalent characterization in other religious traditions. Instead, it emphasizes the vulnerability of humanity to deception and the importance of personal accountability in the face of temptation. Moreover, the absence of the concept of original sin in Islam offers a unique theological perspective. While Adam and Eve face consequences for their actions, their punishment is not inherited by all of humanity for all eternity. This distinction highlights the Quran's emphasis on individual accountability and redemption rather than collective guilt. Through its intricate retelling of the Adam and Eve story, the Quran invites readers to contemplate themes of free will, moral responsibility, and the complexities of human nature. It challenges conventional interpretations, offering a fresh perspective on a timeless tale that continues to resonate across cultures and faith traditions. In later Islamic tales, there's an interesting twist to the story of Adam and Eve. After their removal from the beautiful Garden of Eden, they endured a heart-wrenching separation for a staggering 200 years. When they finally reunited, their joy was overshadowed by a tragic event involving their sons, Qabil and Habil, who each had a twin sister. Much like the well-known biblical tale of Cain and Abel, Qabil's jealousy led to a devastating outcome as he took his brother's life. However, despite this sorrowful incident, the family continued to grow. Eve, in her resilience, bore not just one or two, but an extraordinary 20 sets of twins over time. And Adam, before his eventual passing, became the patriarch of an immense family, with a remarkable 40,000 children tracing their lineage back to him. This complicated saga showcases the complexities of human relationships, the trials of familial bonds, and the enduring strength of the human spirit amidst adversity. The end of Adam's life. When Cain committed the first murder by killing his brother Abel, it was a chilling event that echoed through the annals of history, according to the accounts in Genesis. However, the true gravity of mortality didn't fully dawn on humanity until centuries later, with the passing of Adam at the remarkable age of 930. Imagine the world's first patriarch, Adam, grizzled and weathered by time, reflecting on a life spanning nearly a millennium. In Genesis, the narrative glosses over the intricacies of Adam's passing, leaving a tantalizing gap in the story that later writers eagerly sought to fill. The life of Adam and Eve, also known as the Apocalypse of Moses, is a captivating text that delves into the twilight years of the first man. In this vivid retelling, Adam's aged frame bears the weight of 72 afflictions, each a testament to the toll of living in a world tainted by sin. From the ache of weary joints to the dimming of once sharp senses, Adam's body serves as a canvas upon which the hardships of life are painted in stark detail. As Adam's health wanes, a palpable sense of urgency permeates the narrative. Eve, his steadfast companion through the ages, stands by his side, her eyes filled with a mixture of love and desperation. Their son Seth, a symbol of the next generation, frantically searches for a remedy, drawing upon the mystical oils of the fabled Garden of Eden in a desperate bid to stave off the inevitable. Yet despite their efforts, the march of time proves inexorable. Adam, once a towering figure in the garden, now lies bedridden, his breaths growing ever more difficult as the shadow of death looms closer with each passing moment. The poignant struggle against mortality serves as a poignant reminder of humanity's fragility and the immutable passage of time. In the end, as Adam draws his final breath, a profound silence descends upon the world, broken only by the whispers of a mournful wind. His passing marks not only the end of an era, but also the beginning of a new chapter in the human story, one defined by the inescapable reality of mortality and the enduring quest for meaning in the face of fleeting existence. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.